Alright guys, welcome to episode 1 of pulling the PTGT's motor. This is the first time any of us have ever pulled a motor or drivetrain out of a front wheel drive car. Today we're finally going to get started assessing things, and by the end of this video we should have the motor completely out of the car and figuring things out, which I'm super excited for. I'm hoping to refresh everything and maybe do some special stuff to it over the rest of this winter to get it ready for the next season. So we have a lot to look forward to, and this is going to be the first step in finally getting some huge stuff done and really cleaning the car up. Speaking of cleaning up, I've been moving some things around in here, reorganizing in my cabinets. I've got the cabinets moved back again, and there's a lot of space here now. I really have to sweep and pick up a few things, but otherwise we've gotten all the room we need to be able to pull this out, hopefully. And I think I have a plan for what I'm going to do once we get the motor loose and drop down, and then we'll lift the car up and pull the motor out. At least that's what I'm thinking right now. It's going to be interesting, but we're going to figure it out as we go along, and you guys are going to learn with us. So the homie Eli should be pulling up any moment, and then we're going to get started kind of figuring things out, see how far we can get today, and over the next few days hopefully we'll get this motor out. It's really cold though. I think it's like 18 degrees out right now. This is my main heater right now. This is like patio heater. It does the job. It's actually, I need to put a new propane tank in it right now, so it's kind of low. But as long as I keep it on full blast, it works all right. It blows through propane like crazy when it's on full blast like that. So this for sure has got to be the last season that we work in the shop like this during the winter. Uh-oh, is that a Focus I hear? We could probably see him through this window pull in. Hey, there's the man. Eli's gonna be hanging out today. He's also gonna help with some of the filming, so. Ooh! Backfires. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. It should be pretty lit. We got a lot to do, boys. It shouldn't be too bad. We've already got the motor mount and stuff taken apart over here, as far as we need to. Probably to pull the whole thing out. Upper intake manifold will probably come off. A lot of cables and wires need to be disconnected, including the lines for the turbo. And that's about it. Then starting bolting important stuff that holds the engine in. So it's pretty simple, but I kind of want to like make notes and like a checklist for in the future once I figure it out today. As far as the wiring is concerned, I'm pretty sure once we disconnect the two main harnesses for like the engine harnesses, I guess you would call them, that'll just come out with the motor. There might be a few, you know, wires that might need to get unplugged along the way to come out of the way, you know. But that shouldn't be actually too big of a deal, because I know some people go around and unplug literally everything from everything and leave the harness in the car, but I'm gonna try to do it the other way and then go from there. Yeah, we'll see. That might be a really easy way to do it.
Yeah, I think unplugging it from the PCM and just yeeting the wires, the spaghetti with the engine is gonna be the easiest.
Yeah, so I actually just unplug everything. They just wiggle out real easy. There we go. It's even color coded. This filter got dirty really quick. I cleaned it not long ago. Maybe it's because—
You want to explain to why it looked like that?
What? No, we're not going to talk about that.
No. It's time to share.
All right. So I was cleaning my engine bay, right? And I used the pressure washer, so I put like a bag over the intake and over the battery and stuff, over the alternator, just to be safe. And I cleaned out the engine bay, and I was all excited. I'm like, okay, let's start this thing up, let it dry out, and I forgot to take the bag off of the filter, and it went and literally sucked itself shut. So that was embarrassing, but that's why the filter on this looks like that. I was able to kind of pull it out a little bit, but that was a long time ago. Don't judge me.
You're much smarter now.
I was back in my racing days.
Are we gonna move the fuse box, or?
I don't think we'll have to, but we'll see. Eli insisted that he can fit under the car. It's a tight fit, but he's got it. I'm gonna get stuck. All right, so we got the exhaust taken apart. I don't think you're gonna be able to see it, maybe. It's down in there and it's apart. Thanks to Eli for laying under there and getting that last bolt or two out. So everything else is pretty much apart. It's looking like it's not really gonna take much. Now that we got the wires unplugged, it's like almost out. We just gotta remove the transmission mount, which is over here. There's a bolt or two in that, and then, yeah. Not bad at all, really. I pulled the transmission cooler off too, just to keep that out of the way. AC lines are off. Obviously the intercooler and all those lines are apart. We had to remove the one coolant line for the turbo and the one heater hose line, which is back in there by the fuse box. All the other lines can stay on because the turbo is going to drop out with the motor, and like they connect to the turbo from the motor. So we're looking good. Looking very good. Oh yeah, the axles probably have to come out, right?
The what?
The axles.
Oh, frick. Yeah. Front wheel drive.
I forgot to look at them. You won't have to remove the subframe or anything though.
No?
No, so just the axles. All right, now all we gotta do is remove the axles. I kind of forgot about that little detail, but that will only take a sec. We already got the axle nut off this one. These are 32mm nuts, so you're gonna have a big boy around if you ever remove these. But now that that's out, I think we might pull the ball joint and then flex it out so we can get the axles out. And then I am not sure where we're gonna go from there. But basically, once the axles are out, we can try to lower the motor down and out once we remove the motor mounts. So we're getting there. We're really close. Oh, it is cold, man. It is very cold, but the heater's cranking away, doing its job. So we're doing good. It's been like maybe an hour and we're already here. So
Yeah, like an hour and a half.
yeah, like an hour and a half. Yeah, hour and a half. Yeah. We're killing it, baby.
True.
We need to remove ball joint and also remove it from the car itself.
All right.
What?
Okay.
Yes. Ah, my glove got stuck.
How does it work?
Pickle fork.
Oh, very nice.
Did that do it? Hey, it did do it. Let's go, baby. It's bigger than a 15. It's an 8. You see, there's not really anything to pry on. That's what makes it suck.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I put exhaust before.
Where is that exhaust?
I have one, but it's not big enough. I think.
Dang good.
Alright boys, well, good morning. It is the next day and I am out here getting the heaters started up. It's only about, I think, 8 degrees out right now, so it's pretty brutal. But while I wait for Eli to pull back up, I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this exhaust clamp on our axle on this side. In the past, I've had issues getting these to pry out, and usually on this side it's because there's no place for you to get enough leverage, and the trick is to put exhaust clamp on it, and then you can pry on that, and it'll pop out. So I'm gonna try to do that real quick. Actually, I think I hear him pulling in right now, so hopefully today we'll at least get the engine like dropped out of the car. But yeah, I guess we'll see.
A few moments later.
It looks very aesthetically pleasing, I must say.
I got it. Dude, that must be one hell of a camera. It makes me laying underneath a PC Cruiser look aesthetically pleasing.
Dude, this freaking lens. I wish I would have bought.
Works some miracles.
Yeah.
I should probably put something underneath it.
Give me like a slow motion just.
Come out, you piece of...
Just making sure. You want me to try prying on it?
Yeah, if you want. Oh, there it goes. Let's go. We got it out, so it's pretty much everything that needs to come out.
Now it's the engine.
Yeah. So the lower radiator support here also can come out. I didn't know that, but it's like 4 bolts. So we're gonna pull that out real quick probably, and then work on unbolting the motor and trying to lower it down and see what happens. There might be some other stuff in the way, but we got the axles out, we got everything unplugged, so there shouldn't be really anything. Hopefully, knock on wood. We'll find out. That's why we're doing this, right?
Yes.
Easy money.
What are you doing?
Removing the shifter linkage, because I forgot about that. It literally just like pops off. There we go. Where's this toolbox? There's your thumbnail right there. The transmission mount, it looks like it's just these 2 bolts that are gonna need to come loose. Oh yeah, they come right up. That's easy. It's coming down. All right, it's loose on the transmission side. Now we gotta pull the transmission bolt, or the bolt out of the engine real quick. And
Bing bong, bing bong.
Bing bong.
Lower it a little?
Try to lower it a little so we'll see what happens. Not a little more? We're gonna need to like pull it forward, so I have to lift up on it a little bit and come forward because it's sitting across right here. What does this connect to?
Oh, I didn't see that.
They might all connect into that. What? I didn't know that harness existed. Oh, that's weird. Now drop it some more. Right. A little bit more.
Yep, we're gonna be sitting on that.
Because we need to go to the right because of the alternator.
We just need to jack the front end more because we can't have, there's not enough room to spin this engine in here and then pull it out the front. We might be able to clear it. Yeah, we can come this way now.
Dude, we'll unplug it somewhere. Dude, it's coming out! Wait, hold up. Let me get a picture. I forgot our secondary O2 sensor wire, so I'm unplugging that, but as you can see, motor's essentially out, and this is a really good way to do it. You can just kind of twist it out, basically. Once you get everything undone that needs to be undone. Oh, I'm just gonna, so that I don't die.
Jimmy Cruiser disappears.
There we go. There's the O2 sensor wire. The other thing we had an issue with is this wire here. This goes off the fuse box and comes around here. And like the headlights and everything hook into it and a bunch of stuff down here. Stuff that needs power basically, for the most part, goes through this harness, and there's no like main connector here to get it out of the way. Unless we unplug it from the fuse box, which I don't want to try to get into right now. So we're just gonna like, once we get the motor turned here, we're gonna lower it onto our little cart and then we'll unhook it and throw it on the other side real quick. But dude, he's fucking out!
It's out! It wants to tip on me.
That is sketchy. It's out! It's here, look at it! It's freaking over, man. Is it on? No, look at the freaking, come over here and look at the furniture mover. Come over here and look at it. It's just it kind of saggy.
Yeah,
guys,
before it just snaps and tips over.
This furniture mover was rated for 1,000 pounds, and it's sagging bad. It's about to blow.
It's about to snap. Okay, we need to.
Yeah, we need to do something about that. I gotta imagine it's pretty heavy for a transmission.
The Focus is apparently weighs 135.
What do you think?
Yeah, that's all of like 120.
All to 120?
120 pounds, it's like lifting you up.
And then there's our torque converter.
Yeah, that'll have to come
That
off.
needs to go.
Park, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. What?
I wish. So there you go. There's a 4-speed. It's pretty small. Dude, look at that. So now we can try to put that on the stand maybe. And then say screw it.
Toes, come back.
Yeah, time to warm the toes up. That's honestly not bad at all though. Like,
No.
because I know a lot of people talk about raising the car all the way up and stuff, but with everything that we removed out of the way, we were able to just kind of drop it down and twist it, pull it out the front. It was easy, honestly. Like, way easier than I thought. We spent, you know, like a few hours total on it maybe. But
I'd say 4.
yeah, probably 4
From
total.
yesterday and today.
Yesterday and today, yeah. So let's go. This is hype. We
yeah.
gotta get this thing on the stand and
Call
it's
it a
time to
day.
warm up. It's cold out, boys. It's like 10 degrees.
Sweet.
Man, what a sight this is. The PT-GT for the first time ever has no motor in it. And honestly, the process went really smoothly and way easier than I thought. So for the end, I kind of want to summarize it a little bit and show you guys what everything is looking like as of now. Get some before shots because this is all going to look 10 times better before spring, before the motor goes back in. We've got a lot of work ahead of us, but as you can see, we also have a lot of room to get that work done now. A little closer look at the motor out of the car. You can see the little baby turbo over here, the TD04LR. It is very small and it's an old turbo, but it's honestly surprising seeing it now, what kind of boost and power it can make, all things considered. But basically, it wasn't too bad. I started out by taking apart the motor mounts on this side and just unplugging hoses and wires that that will connect it to the car, like heater hoses and coolant lines for the turbo. That is coolant lines that don't connect from the turbo to the engine, like these lines here we needed to remove on the back of the motor. There was no oil lines that needed to be removed because the turbo comes off on the manifold with the engine, obviously. So it was just removing coolant lines for the heater and for the turbo, removing motor mounts, had to remove power steering lines, which was a little bit of a pain. And of course, before that, we had already taken the radiator and all of that out. So it made a lot of this stuff easier. Then, removed a bunch of hoses. I removed the upper intake manifold so that we could put a chain to pull the motor easier. We ended up putting a chain here, I think, and down here as well on this bracket. I'm not sure what that bracket's for, but it worked perfect for pulling the motor. Those were the best spots we could find to do it. We had to remove the exhaust too, and again, we just had to go through and figure out what wires would need to be removed. Obviously, a wire on the starter had to be removed because the power wire stayed in the car. Once we had pretty much what it looked like everything unplugged or that we could get to, we went ahead and unbolted the transmission mount, the motor mount with it on the crane, lowered it down. I attempted to use that furniture mover that I have stuck back in there, but that was not enough, so I don't recommend using one. But if you can find some sort of little thing to set the motor on, it would make your life a lot easier. And we didn't end up having to raise the front of the car up like I originally thought. I thought we were going to have to drop the motor down and then put the crane on the car and somehow lift the car up, but all we had to do was jack up the car just normally on jack stands a little ways, and that was enough room. Once we removed this little radiator support for the lower, we were able to kind of twist the motor out, as you guys saw. So it really was not bad at all as far as pulling a motor from a car is concerned. Obviously it's a big job, and it took two of us probably, I don't know, maybe 5 hours total to get everything out. So I would say give it a couple days to get this job done for sure, but it's out. That's the main thing, and now we can do all of the work that we need to do. Oh yeah, also CV axles have to be removed. That was a little bit of a pain, but if you get them out ahead of time, then the rest will go very smoothly. Also, AC lines are normally something you'd have to remove, but all of that was already removed when we started this video from before. So, little things you'll have to figure out. And as you guys know, we did pull the harness out. These two plugs on the PCM were for the engine harness, and they came out with the motor, and then the other two stayed because they go elsewhere. There's some connectors over here too that you'll have to remove, and there was one connector over here on our transmission that I had to remove, and also the transmission cooler lines. Go through one by one. If you have some knowledge of cars, it's not bad to do, honestly, and this was very encouraging for me because, it's something I've never done before, and I just dove in and did it, and it honestly ended up going a lot smoother than I thought, and I'm really excited for that. I feel like we're finally making some big progress, or about to make some big progress with this car, and I'm sure you guys are gonna be excited too, because this has been a long time coming. We are in the middle of winter right now. It is the end of January, so the weather is the coldest it's gonna get here, and usually during that time it's really hard to get stuff going, and it's even hard to heat my shop when it's 0 degrees or below. So my apologies if content is a little slow just due to winter. Either way, there's always plenty that needs to get done and plenty to be filmed. This has been my main focus as of now, so I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Please be sure to head down there and hit the thumbs up button and leave me a comment if you're excited to finally see this happen with the GT. And if you're excited to see what I might have up my sleeve for this before it all goes back in, also head down there, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to stay up to date whenever we upload a video. Also head over to our website. You could sign up for notifications over there. And again, guys, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for the support. You guys seriously rock. God bless, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.